Hey guys, welcome back to Marriages Restored in Faith. My name is Ray.
Hi guys, my name is Dora. It is April 16, 2025, and we want to thank y'all for joining us and want to show y'all our platforms where you can subscribe, you can follow, you can also share our content as well. And there is our email, the only way to get a hold of us, and we will get back with you as soon as possible. That you can send prayer requests, you can also send in whatever's happening in your area that is not being put out in the news that is truth. So,
We also need your help in sharing our videos. It's just some major censorship that's going on, including on our Facebook, YouTube, you name it. They're censoring us, making sure people don't watch our videos, blocking our videos, even removing our videos. Like I said, I was going to accelerate the stuff that I post on Facebook just because of what they're doing, and I'm going to. I'm going to do the same thing on YouTube. I'm about to start posting more stuff on YouTube, whether it's small videos, short videos, sharing videos from other organizations, other things that you need to know about what's going on around the world. I'm going to start sharing that on YouTube as well, whether it's some short videos. We're going to start doing that just because of what they're doing. I'm going to start using my personal Facebook to share more of our stuff. I'm going to try to use everything that we can, every tool, but we also need your help because that is what Facebook is doing. And YouTube. They're both the same, but that's what we have to deal with. So, guys, as you see the title, people are hurting and the collapse is here. People are hurting and the collapse is here. If you are looking around, you can just see it. Some people truly don't believe it. Understand you're going to see some people on Facebook comment and tell you all kinds of things. Understand some of those people are fake, and it's fake accounts. And the way you can tell it's a fake account because it's a new account and there's nothing on there except just pictures of things that they post. Those are fake accounts. Either they're working for the organization just to go out there and try to make it difficult for you. I just had one just respond to me on Facebook and did that, and I called it out and say, this is probably a fake account and you're probably working for the organization, the left, and just trying to make it hard for people. You don't bother me. You're just very ignorant at that part, and I kind of feel sorry for you because you are so lost and believing the lies. And I basically said you're probably one that just still lines up and just does what they're told, and without even thinking about it, without even questioning what is happening. There's so much going on out there. Before we start showing you, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, we have 10 videos, 3 articles to share with you. But let me share this first article, which is, if you can give me number 7. And the reason I want to show you this one, I want you to get the definition first before we start showing you all these videos of what's going on. And the reason why is because this right here, to demoralize a group of people, it takes 15 to 20 years. So to demoralize a generation, basically, that's what it's going to take. And you can look, and we're going to show you some videos of what I'm talking about, of how people are thinking today. And as you see the definition, to cause to turn aside or away from what is good or true or morally right, to corrupt the morals of. In other words, they're changing your mindset.
yes.
That is what that basically is. It's changing your mindset. If somebody, for instance, you see people that are Christians and they read their Bibles and they come from a Christian family, and then they go to college, and for some reason they believe the nonsense from that college, and then they come back non-believers. They come back denying Jesus. Why is that? First of all, they didn't stand their ground. Plain and simple. They didn't stand their ground, and they went with peer pressure. They wanted to please the crowd, and pleasing the crowd is very extremely dangerous. Trying to be a people pleaser is extremely dangerous because this is what happens. It changes your way of thinking because now you want to please the person instead of standing for moral rights, standing for what is true, what is right.
Yes.
You start changing it. You may say something at home, but then you go to work and you're a different person.
Yes, two different, people. And that's exactly what, we've talked about before is people are one way at church and then they're a different way, at their jobs or even at home itself.
Mm-hmm. And this is what happened. And we're going to show you on videos. This is what has happened. And it's sad. It truly is sad to see people like this. And let me go ahead and just start sharing you some videos right quick. If you can give me number 2, and we'll kind of go down the line with you. And this is partly true of what is happening. Why? Because everything is getting so expensive, and me and Dora are seeing it firsthand, just like you're seeing it firsthand. You see it right off the bat. However, you can go to the grocery store and you can see how expensive it's getting.
Ready to see the house?
Yeah.
At the age of 37, Hanmi Lee is in the market now to buy her first home. She's in the suburbs of Philadelphia with her husband, David, and their 7-year-old daughter, Luna. Their homeownership dreams delayed. Did you ever think you guys would be in your 30s and still renting?
I definitely took my time to think about buying a house, and then now I'm just regretting waiting.
For younger Americans, homeownership is increasingly out of reach. In the 1980s, the median age of first-time homebuyers was 29. By 2023, 35, and last year spiking to 38 years old. The door closed to many by high prices, low inventory, and mortgage rates hovering around 7%.
No one in their young 20s are buying homes.
Real estate agent Ricky Voong says conditions are the toughest he's ever seen. Last month, the median monthly payment for homeowners hit an all-time high of $2,800. Roughly 70% of American households can't afford a $400,000 home. The national median sales price, almost $420,000.
So over here is our dining area, but it's limited. We're limited on space.
Hanmi, who works in insurance, and David, a police officer, have outgrown the 2-bedroom townhome they currently rent. They'd also like a backyard for their dog, Tank, and more space for another child.
And what if it's not a girl? With the age gap, too, they would want their own rooms.
They've been searching for 2 years now.
When they said, "Oh, just give it a couple months, the market's going to change, this and that," but it's just...
It hasn't.
It hasn't changed for the better.
Homes in their daughter Luna's school district are in high demand.
The competition makes it hard, makes it difficult, for sure.
Bidding wars driving prices in their area sky high. That house they were touring previously sold in 2019 for $209,000. The price today?
This is listed at almost a $500,000 house.
Out of the price range for Hanmi and David. Their dream of homeownership delayed but not diminished, and Luna already in architect mode.
See? I mean, this is a free tip. Don't get suckered into the bidding wars.
That's right.
Don't do it. That's either the realtor is lying about it and just wanting you to continue to bid higher, thinking that you're actually bidding against somebody, and there's nobody on the other side, and you're just the only one that's bidding against yourself, and you keep raising the price because you want that house. That's how it works.
Yeah.
We've been there, and we refuse to be in any bidding war. And that's the first thing we tell the realtor. We're not going to get involved in any bidding war. So the minute we put a bid, and if you tell us that somebody else is also putting a bid, we'll walk away. We're not going to play that game.
Yeah.
And looks like we just lost some people. Again, YouTube. I don't know if it's YouTube that's doing it and losing signal, or people are just clicking off. But let's keep going. So if you can give me number 3. And this, you might be saying, what is that a house I'm looking for? I'm going to continue renting. Again, it's the mindset that has been changed, that demoralization that we just explained right at the beginning. But we'll go ahead and play this video so you can see that this is really happening all around the world. It's not just here.
To know how people are feeling about all of this uncertainty, especially as inflation continues to impact prices at the grocery store.
Elena Athens is on this one. She's joining us now live outside an Aldi grocery store in Raleigh. So Elena, I know that you spoke to some shoppers who say they are changing their habits because of this.
Yeah, I also just stepped inside the discount grocer and I did see people checking out the prices and also seeing how much product they would get before putting the item in their basket. People tell me they do have to shop smarter these days.
I'm a Social Security recipient. I'm almost 74 years old and I'm scared to death.
Lyndon Winterberger says she's stressed between high grocery prices and concerns that federal services could be impacted.
If they take Social Security away, I'm homeless. I'm on the street. Okay? I'm serious.
She's on a fixed income. We met her outside of Aldi's, and Winterberg explained she only started shopping here a month ago to save money. The new inflation report shows consumer prices rose 2.4% in March compared to a year ago. Winterberger had to cut pricey items off her grocery list, like eggs, which shot up 60% from last year. She's retired, and her husband has Parkinson's disease. She says the economy is dimming the light on their golden years.
We're like super stressed with medical bills and what have you, and all this other stuff on top of it. Thank God we don't have any money in the stock market.
While consumer prices are up, the numbers are better than what economists were expecting. The Southern Ideal Home Show is taking place this weekend at the North Carolina State Fairgrounds. Hundreds of vendors are on hand to help with home improvement or landscaping projects, despite concerns about rising costs.
This show is our biggest show of the year.
A Rougemont woodmiller, who works only with locally sourced materials, says he can see up to 10,000 people and hopes a sliver of those individuals place an order.
In terms of the number of sales, I would be happy if we could walk away with 20 or 30 customers.
That people are at least seeing.
So, again, this is what me and Dora actually talked about before also. Check on your parents.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You should be you should be able to help your parents. The sad part is there's some people that are so far in debt right now. I mean, they're just debt to their eyeballs that they can't even help their parents, much less themselves.
Yes.
If you have to get out of debt as much as you can. Start paying off cars, credit cards. Get rid of credit cards. Don't even use credit cards. But these are the people that we need to look out for is the elderly. They are on a fixed income.
Yes.
We're still young enough to go get a second job, but we have to get a second job.
That's right.
To make ends meet. But the elderly, they're just too old, and nobody's going to hire them.
Yeah, and and it's just a ripple effect, because if the elderly, like this lady was saying, she could go homeless, well then you go into a different category now, because now she's gonna be demanding for some help because she is just homeless now.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of if she had family, if she had someone could actually help out in her case. And that's everywhere, because the elderly, I mean, they are on a fixed income, so it's not like their income's going to increase. It can decrease, but it's not going to increase.
Well, the way it would decrease is because everything's going up in price. So now their dollar isn't going as much any farther. So if you can give me number 4, and this right here also is going everywhere, and as the tariffs continue, as everything continues to go up, as just understand the supply chain. It's about to break. You're not going to have all the supplies that you thought you're going to be able to just go to your average hardware store or to Walgreens to go get medicine. Right. It's not all going to be there.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Across Metro Detroit will be temporarily out of a job.
Earlier this month, both General Motors and Stellantis announced they would temporarily lay off workers for reasons that are unrelated to President Trump's tariff war. GM is laying off about 200 workers at its Factory Zero plant in Detroit, while Stellantis is pausing production at the Warren Truck Assembly plant, where about 1,000 workers will be off the job.
And 7 News Detroit reporter Brittany Toulis is live outside Warren Assembly this morning. And Brittany, you had a chance to speak with someone whose loved one is now one of the people being forced to stay home.
Yeah, Alicia Keenan, we talked with one man named AJ. His aunt has worked at this plant for over 15 years. Starting this morning, she's one of the 1,000 people laid off at Stellantis' Warren Truck Assembly plant, and he says it's a move she did not see coming.
She was basically about to retire, so, and they doing this, so it's crazy with them, man.
AJ King is talking to us just after hanging up with his aunt, an over 15-year veteran of Stellantis, letting him know she's one of hundreds of employees without a job for the time being.
I just try to tell her, like, you know, trying to keep her spirits up, you know. To be truthful, it's like, dang, you feel me? Like, my auntie, but at the same time, she got years in here too, so she shouldn't be one of the ones that got laid off.
Stellantis announcing April 4th it's laying off 1,000 employees at the Warren Truck Assembly plant, saying in this statement, in part, quote, due to an internal shortage of engines, Stellantis has allocated all available volume to support production of the Ram 1500 at the Sterling Heights assembly plant. As a result, the Warren Truck Assembly plant will be down beginning April 14th. GM's Factory Zero is also laying off 200 employees starting today, saying in part, quote, Factory Zero will adjust production to align with market dynamics. Both companies say neither move is tariff-related. AJ says, regardless of the reason, his aunt and hundreds of others are dealing with the fallout.
Everybody else got families, aunties, mamas, and daughters, uncles, whoever provide for their family up there, you know? Y'all laying them off, and they been doing nothing but loyalty to y'all. It really is in the middle, man. It really is caught in the middle, because at the end of the day, they know what they doing. They know what they doing. Another layoff? Like, come on, cuz. Like, they know what they doing.
And GM does not have a return to work date for those 200.
Again, if you just listen to his mindset, he's blaming the factory for the layoff. They don't have parts.
Right.
So what are people supposed to do? Just stand around and the company is supposed to pay them?
Yes.
Again, it's a different mindset. It's okay. I understand the business is not. There's no parts. There's nothing's moving. Nobody's purchasing vehicles like they were before. So yeah, I understand you have to downsize. The issue is that people have been taught to depend and trust their job. Trust factories. Trust your job that you're out there doing Monday through Friday, Monday through Sunday. That you're supposed to trust that money is going to come in. There's no guarantee to it.
That's right.
And that's why each and every one of us are responsible to have different avenues of income. We have to not be focused on one income source. We have to learn different trades. We have to learn how to garden and sell some of our produce that we're growing. We have to come up with different avenues.
Yes.
So let's keep going. If you can get me number 12. And again, if you notice what has been happening since, I believe this happened around 2019. It just like a switch was flipped and all of a sudden this became the new norm, quotation marks, you know what I mean? That people think that this is okay, but something happened within that time frame that this is just everywhere you go now, on all social media, and you see this. It says video on here. Is there a video? I haven't seen the video, so I'm not sure.
Well.
Talk to me. So I know these pads can be removed, but right now it's giving me very drag. Okay. Very, very like, it doesn't feel like me. I look like a man in a dress, and that's not what I want. The overskirt idea, I love. I think it's stunning. I want to see if there's any pantsuit that has a high neck that we can check out. Yeah. It's very easy to feel discouraged in your.
Oh my gosh. I look like a man. Well, because you are a man. You can't change that.
It's like he said exactly what he is. He's a man in a woman dress. Yep, that's it.
Well, I look like a man. What? Duh. You can't change that. God does not make mistakes. You're a man.
Yeah.
It's the confusion in that person. He is so confused. So let's keep going. If you can get me, go ahead and get me number 6. And as I said, we have about 5 more videos. And I want you to see the mindset of these people. After this video, I'm going to share just the mindset of some of these people. It took 15 or 20 years for them to be changed this way. But we'll play this one here first.
Homelessness in America is at a record high, with more than 770,000 unhoused Americans in 2024. While the government doesn't track the number of unhoused who are working, shelter service agencies say that number is growing too. It's a symptom of what's being called the affordability crisis. For tonight's interview, we turn to author Brian Goldstone, who has a new book, and it's called There Is No Place for Us: Working and Homeless in America. Brian, thanks so much for joining us. Can we start with you? You write that the term working homeless seems like an oxymoron. Tell us who would fit in that category and why it's an oxymoron.
Yeah, so in America today, across the country, a low-wage job is homelessness waiting to happen. The number of people who fit that description, working homeless, that is not like a tiny number. That's not a marginal phenomenon. A growing portion of the low-wage workforce is either at immediate risk of falling into homelessness or is already experiencing homelessness. And you mentioned that official number of people experiencing homelessness in America, around 770,000, which is the highest number on record. But by cobbling together different data sources, what I've been able to find is that the actual number is roughly 6 times that amount. And a huge portion of that number of people experiencing homelessness are people with jobs.
You have a startling statistic in the book. It says, today there isn't a single state, metropolitan area, or county in the United States where a full-time worker earning the local minimum wage can afford a 2-bedroom apartment. Give me a sense of some of the jobs that we're talking about here that people have who are working homeless.
Yeah, we're talking about people who are working at McDonald's, who are working at Walmart, who are packing boxes for Amazon, who are doing airport runs for Uber and Lyft. And when they finish their shifts, they're returning not to an apartment, but in many cases, they're sleeping in the very car that they just did that airport run in. Or it's a family that when the mom gets off work at Walmart, they're going to a shelter, or they're doubling up with others, or increasingly, they're going to these squalid extended stay hotel rooms.
You focused on Atlanta. Why there? And is Atlanta idiosyncratic or representative of larger trends?
In one way, Atlanta is special. Atlanta was the first city in America during the 1930s to build public housing. And during the 1930s.
So on this video, you can look this up and you can go through the comments on there. And one of the comments was, if there's 225,000 Airbnbs, why don't they take those Airbnbs away and give them to the people that, and I'm like, okay. Again, it's the mindset. The people that have those Airbnbs worked to get those Airbnbs. They changed their mindset of being just an employee and decided to invest and purchase a house and then go rent it out to make extra money. And yet you have these people say, take those away from them. What gives you the right to take those away from them?
Right.
Again, it's the mindset of people that they are asking for free stuff. Mm-hmm. They're asking for free stuff.
Yes.
They're asking to, and then there's others and say, see, it's the millionaire that always wants a tax break. That was another comment on there. I mean, you can just go through there and you can see the mindset of these people so angry, saying that they need to take it away from others that have it and give it to the other people that don't have it. I'm sorry, but me and Dora, when we first got married, we were flat broke. We lived paycheck to paycheck. We even lived, and we're actually homeless. We were actually homeless. We were living from in our parents' house and our other parents' house, we lived in motels. How can you possibly live in a motel? We lived in motels.
Paid weekly.
We paid weekly. Our paycheck, I mean, we're living paycheck, and sometimes we only had $20 left to last us for the entire week.
Yeah.
Do we complain and say we need to take away from it? No, we got to stop this. We got to do something. There has to be a change.
Yep.
So let me keep going. Let me show you two different views. If you give number 8, and just listen to these two different women on how they view what is happening today, what's going on right now, how stuff is not affordable for some people and some can't afford it. Just listen to both views. We'll play one and then we'll play the other one so you can hear both of them.
That when I see somebody my age talking about being in massive amounts of credit card debt, like people who go on Caleb Hammer and they're like, yeah, I'm in $40,000 of credit card debt, that it kind of inspires me to spend more money on my credit cards, because I'm kind of like, damn, I could be going so much harder. Like, I'm over here stressing about my little bit of credit card debt. I'm pinching pennies. I'm saving my money. And like, you're like $20,000 in credit card debt. What did you even do? What did you even get? You probably got everything you ever wanted. And I'm over here denying my, like stressing out over buying myself a cup of coffee. And you're in thousands of dollars in debt. What am I doing? Like, maybe I'm not enjoying my life to the fullest.
Mitch. These two guys that they're on here, they're good to listen to. They have a lot of stats on what's happening today. They're really good at it, at what they talk about. And just listening to these two girls on here, I just wanted you to listen to two different views on how to manage money.
An American that's struggling, and then I got some questions for Mitch.
I'm literally broke. I don't have no money saved in my bank account. I'm young, and I cannot buy a house because I don't make enough money. I don't make enough money to buy a house, and I'm super broke. I don't have no money saved, and I work paycheck to paycheck to pay my rent. This is what people are saying on the internet. Okay, they're talking about how they don't have no money. Like, it's so many young people who don't have no money, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because we're overspending on other things. We're overspending. We're overdoing it. A lot of us is going out on trips, buying a lot of food, eating takeout all the time, paying for things that we should not be paying for, doing too much all the time. Like, what happened to us, like, treating ourselves every blue moon? Like, treating ourselves has become a thing every single day. Every single day, young people are wanting to treat themselves with something. And that's the problem. We're overspending, boo. You're overspending. That's what it is. A lot of times it's not people's rent. We're overspending. We're seeing the amount, we're paying the bills, and then we're like, oh, there's leftover money. I can use it for something instead of saving. I seen this video. The girl was talking about how she don't have no money saved in her bank account, but some change. And she showed her bank account. And then she has a credit card, $5,000 in debt off of a credit card. I don't even know how is that possible. Like, and she was young. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I hate credit cards. I hate it because it's a setup, and you would never see me get no credit card. But no, I already got to pay school loans. I already got to pay them back. I'm not getting no more credit, nothing. Like, I'm not playing these games with the government. Like, a lot of us young people, we use too much money. We look at leftover money and we think it's free, and it's not. It should be saved for a rainy day.
She so kind of seemed
Big difference. One wanted to go get in debt and credit cards because she wanted to satisfy herself.
Yeah.
Just to go buy junk.
She's like, I must not be living the great life because, she doesn't have that much debt.
And the other one said, no, I got to save some money. We got to stop buying all this junk. Again, two different mindsets. Do we understand that it is getting more expensive? Absolutely.
Yes.
And me and Dora discuss it. Go to the grocery store and we're like, wow, we can't believe that it's actually that much money now. Going out to eat. We rarely go out to eat. Maybe once a weekend. And
really, it's not even going out to eat. It's maybe going to getting something and coming back. home.
And even then, we're still
Yeah.
trying to figure out where's the least expensive place to eat.
Where else can you treat yourself every so often? That's exactly, what the second lady there that she was saying, these people every day, they want to go and treat themselves. That, it's like, I've been working hard, I deserve something. No, you deserve to be, keeping your money so later down the road you can do something with it.
Mm-hmm. Again, different mindset. Let me show you. You give me number 9. Again, this is another one where they're thinking that. And why do you think the 15-minute cities are going to be so popular?
Yes.
Because people like this are going to run to the 15-minute city and say, see, I don't have a car, so it's easier if I just come in here and everything is here for me, making it a lot easier for me. It's going to be so easy for them to run to it. Others that see what's going on are going to say, oh, no, we need to back off. We need to save some money. We need to do our best to get out of debt. But just listen to what this lady says.
So let me get this straight. We can't afford rent because rent prices are increasing so much to push us out to buy homes. But the interest rate is so high, you can't buy a home. And also, you're not going to get funded for a home because of your debt to income ratio. So then what? And then homelessness or houselessness is becoming criminalized. So then what? I don't understand. To be honest, I really like the idea of building a commune, aside from like the Goldie aspect of it, but essentially buying land, driving vans, building a tiny houses on it, and everyone shares.
Did you get that? Everyone shares.
Yeah.
Everyone shares.
Yep. She's definitely got that 15-minute city mindset already.
That she's willing to line up in line and jump in and get in the 15-minute city. I mean, just think about it on how smart they were to change this amount of people's minds to be okay, to be defeated, and to say, I give up. I give up. Instead of saying, wait a minute, we need to sit back. I need to find a new trade. I need to see what else I can do to bring money in. That's legal. I have to say that.
It's legal.
Yeah. I have to learn a new trade, and this is not the time to quit a job and then try to find another job, because you don't know if your second job that you're leaving is going to be a good one, or there's not going to be layoffs there.
Right.
I was actually having this discussion with my daughter. I said, I actually have family. I have cousins that I know that can't keep a job more than 3 months. They immediately quit before 3 months is there, because it's either they can't get along with the boss, they don't like the work anymore, they want days off, or they want to go on vacation. They haven't earned vacation yet, and they don't want to be working, or they're working too many hours, so they want. I mean, it's all kinds of excuses, and they leave job after job after job, and yet they're still renting houses. They're still they're broke. It's the mindset.
Yes.
But let me keep going. Let me share another one with you. If you can give me number 10. And again, you're going to see this mindset on this person right here. Is there a time that you struggle and you have to get back on your feet? Yes. We've all been there.
Yes.
But to believe that to stay in that position and say it's okay to stay like this is wrong.
That's right.
Hey everybody, my name is Tyler, and because of the out of control inflation that we're having in our country right now, and rent prices being over $1,500 a month, I have been outpriced at the rental market, and I live here in my car full time, and I wanted to give you a brief tour. So starting with the bed here, it is a 3-inch memory foam mattress topper. Super comfortable. I have about 4 layers of blankets, which keeps me warm, especially right now we've got 20-degree weather at night, so it's pretty cold. Moving over here, I have my cooler. I've had A few people tell me I'm not supposed to have this cooler because I live in my car, but it actually was a birthday gift last year for my 30th birthday, and I just can't part with it. I absolutely love it. Keeps all my food cold and fresh for days. I absolutely just adore this cooler, so I'm not going to get rid of it. And in the back there, you can see I have two really comfortable pillows.
I believe that's a $400 ice chest.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why people said you shouldn't be having that if you're living in your car. I bet he's got $1,000 phone.
Yeah.
See, these are things that we need to ask ourselves. When somebody says, well, I can't make ends meet, but yet you have $1,000 phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had to have the newest phone. I had to get the updated phone. Yeah. We have to sit back and say, okay, I understand it's hard times, but if we are spending money that we don't have,
right,
for that luxury item,
yeah,
we see that it's getting harder. We understand. And in fact, the Bible said that it would get harder. Let's keep going. Let me show you number 11. And again, just listen to the mindset of this lady as she discusses how she wants free stuff.
Yes.
I'm telling you, of course, everything costs money. There's nothing free, but it's just a mindset. They have changed people's mindset to believe that they are entitled to have something for free.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And that reminds me, I'm glad that they passed the law in Texas to get squatters out of people's homes that they don't belong there. But let's go ahead and play this one.
You realize that it costs money to exist anywhere in the United States? Like, there's almost nowhere you can just exist. You gotta pay money. It's either you're renting or you're paying for a mortgage. If you're gonna go anywhere, it's usually you have to drive or take public transportation. That costs money while you're on the way to the place you're gonna go, which you're gonna spend money at that place. Usually it's gonna be a grocery store, it's gonna be a gas station, you're gonna want to work, trying to make money so you can spend the money. But like living in an RV or a van in the United States more massively opens up your eyes to the fact that you can't just exist anywhere without paying for it. Like, I'm in a public park right now. Thank God for those, because otherwise it would just be parking lots. And I've even been eyeballed in parking lots just sitting there, like, we're asked to move, like, because you're not going in and patronizing. So you can only be in that parking lot as long as you're going to be spending money on businesses that are there. Okay, well, I can stay in this park during the day. I cannot stay overnight. I will have to go somewhere. That would be a campground, which I hate. I don't do campgrounds. I know there's other ways. I know there's Walmart, there's Cracker Barrel, there's Hip Camp that's still paying, there's New Yorkers Welcome, you're still.
She hates campgrounds because you have to pay.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she said, well, I'd rather take Walmart parking lot because I can just go park in Walmart parking lot. You see the mindset? She wants everything for free. Of course, everything costs money.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has to pay for it, right?
Yes.
Somebody had to pay for that parking lot and still pays for the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody had to pay for that business and is still paying for that business. And yet, to her, no. She's entitled to have something for free. It's the mindset. If you can give me number 1. And again, this is another one that we've discussed before. And you try to tell people about this one here, and people get so upset. And this is one of those that I just received a comment earlier from this person, which I don't believe it's but as you see here, the excessive mortality recedes but remains above normal. And we are talking right here. They did a study and they are talking about the jab. Yeah. The COVID jab that people took. I probably shouldn't have said that because YouTube and Facebook get all freaked out on that because it's the truth. And if you scroll down to where it gives you the age that the mortality rate now, and this is the age gap, I believe it's in the 30s to 40s of having heart attacks because of this. I mean, I'm going to post this article on our Facebook, and you can look this up on our Facebook, and you can read this. And And the mortality rate, is 35 to 44 years old. Among working people 35 to 44 years old, a whopping 34% more died than expected in the last quarter of 2022, and the numbers haven't subsided much. That means it continues to go up. People, if you took that jab, there's ways of getting rid of that. It's not guaranteed 100%, but it's called about detoxing yourself. And there are different places that you can order that stuff, and you can detox yourself, and it's supposed to get rid of parasites, because apparently this is what it brings. It's bringing parasites. See right here, in the third quarter of 2021, deaths among workers ages 35 to 44 reached a pandemic peak of 101% above or double the 3-year pre-COVID baseline. And 2 other age groups, mortality was 79% above expected. Just look at that. Excessive deaths claimed 158,000 more Americans in the first 9 months of 2023 than in the same period in 2019. That's more than combined losses from every U.S. war since Vietnam.
Yes.
Think about that.
Yeah.
You try to explain this to people, and people get so angry. Instead of saying, okay, I made a mistake. I took it. What can I do? Detox.
Yes. Yes.
Detox to get rid of parasites.
And they wonder why, it keeps climbing. Well, because they keep making boosters, and they keep putting, you have to have this one now, and you have to have that now, this booster. What was it, like 4 boosters afterwards or something like that?
Yeah, and then they're talking about the monkeypox also, about taking that.
So, I mean, think about it. It's going to keep climbing, because people are still falling for all these lies. So it's going to keep climbing.
Yeah. I mean, we have to wake up, people. It's almost like you're living in the Twilight Zone. If you ever saw that way back then, you're wondering, hey, can people really be this evil? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they can. Still, people don't believe that they're spraying us in the skies either. Cloud seeding. They don't believe that either. And you try to explain that to people, and they start saying, oh, you have a tinfoil hat. Well, look at this. You're telling us that we had tinfoil hats, and here all this is coming out there for everybody to see.
Yes.
And yet many don't want to see it. Yes. Do we believe that the prices are going to go up? Yes. That's what we're telling you. You got to stock up.
Yes.
There's things you can do. You can still start buying an extra can of food each time you go to the grocery store, an extra bag of rice, an extra can of whatever items that you use, that you eat. You can buy it slowly, one at a time. We said it years ago to do it.
Yes, and and you have to think, like that shopper, she had to redo her shopping list. Well, yeah, you can't buy convenience food anymore, because that's going to cost you double, even triple. What you have to go back to is buy ingredients to make your food.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to know how to make, certain things, with just having your typical ingredients that you can go get in bulk items.
Mm-hmm.
That way you can store them and have them there. So that way you can have food for your family.
Mm-hmm. Can you give me number 5? And then we have one more video. Again, where are the people that say, okay, we're not worshiping this man? Did we vote for him? Yes. Do we worship him? Absolutely not. But yet there's a lot of people that do, and as you see right here, and it continues, this continues to happen. And this is a businessman that gifted a POTUS statue. Look right here, upstate New York businessman, former candidate, gifts POTUS statue right there of Donald Trump. And if Donald Trump was actually a Christian and was humble, he maybe would have said, take that statue down. I don't need nothing like that about myself. As a Christian, you would say, I don't need a statue of myself. That's idol worship.
Mm-hmm.
That's idolatry. And I don't need that. But yet, There's no outrage. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's putting it out there. So I want to share that with you. So if you can give me number 13. And this is one of those videos that if you go out there and, because they still have this, what do you call it?
The zoos that.
But it's not.
Oh,
yeah, Safari. Yeah, drive through Safari. We've actually seen, you see a vehicles lined up and they're going through there. And then you have always a dummy that gets out of the vehicle. Do a close-up picture. You always see that. But look at this one right here. There's not going to be any sound to it because, of course, there's music. Somebody always got to put music on there. So just look at this car. He goes driving to there, and especially a little car like that around a rhino. And I think that this is not going to happen to it.
Right.
And look how easy it is for that rhino to do that.
It didn't even, I mean.
There was no effort.
No.
But the amount of damage that you're going to see that is done to it, he really tears that car up. And I'm hoping that person is fine in there. And you see how he pretty much crushed it. Imagine what an elephant can do to it. And this is just a rhino. And I would have picked a heavy-duty truck with the roll cage in it.
Yeah.
That way, if it flips, it's not going to crush it.
And he's trying to get away from it too. He's trying, the driver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's trying to get
look
away.
at that. Tore it up.
Jeez. Yeah.
So, if you ever want to take a ride, you might want to say, we're going to put a roll cage in here, right?
You would think that they would have those type of cars.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, guys, I know this was not one of those that you wanted to hear and say, hey, prices aren't going up, but they are going up. Mm-hmm. Tariffs are going up. As you heard, it's over 100 and I believe 125 or 184%, something like that China did to us now. And now they're saying they're going to hold up some other stuff that they have. I mean, just think of that. But we wanted to share that with you guys. Thanks for watching. We will see you on the next one.
Yes, have a great rest of your day, and we will see you on the next video.